Hello, I'm a presenter of Team6 conducting research on absolute world towers. Let's begin. Before starting our presentation, let me remind you of our last week presentation briefly. First, we presented the internal facilities of the absolute world towers. In detail, we informed you the space arrangement of one sample floor and how the architects divided the internal facilities. Secondly, there was a significant problem regarding the insulation due to the balconies. Thus, we introduced the two solutions of the heat transfer problem: the installation of thermal breaks and the internal bulkhead with external insulated soffit. Starting this week, we are going to introduce the actual construction methods in detail one by one. What our team was most concerned about was: what is the biggest feature of this building, and what is the proper way to build it? After the process of thinking, we were able to discover the distinctive features of absolute world that require a characteristic construction method. Generally, the appearance of buildings is determined by the shape of walls and the building materials by curtain wall construction. However, unlike other buildings, the shape and arrangement of the slab determine the appearance of the absolute world towers. This was the biggest distinction from other buildings. Designers wanted to provide residents with a human and natural life by placing balconies on the outermost side of the building rather than simply placing walls. In addition, by using an ellipse slab, it was intended to induce the naturalness of curves. The most conspicuous thing that structural engineers should keep an eye on was the elliptical slab, so they went through a deep concern and eventually adopted the skydeck forming system. So today we are going to take a closer look at the skydeck formwork. I'm gonna tell you the definition and main components of the skydeck formwork first. What is skydeck? To put it simply, skydeck is a type of panel slab forming system. As you know, the forming system is temporarily installed to make a concrete structure into a prescribed shape and dimension. The selection of slab forming system was very important in this building, where slab is the key point. The biggest factor that allowed skydeck to be selected was probably that it was safe, easy, and fast to install. Skydeck panelized slab formwork was used for constructing the floor slabs of the office tower, which could be easily adapted to suit the elliptical shape using standard components. Then, what are the four standard components used in the skydeck formwork? First, the cover strip is used with the drop head system and made of plastic. The second component is the skydeck panel. The lightweight aluminum frame is covered with 9 mm thick foam lining. The main beam is standardly 2.25 meters long, and it provides the support for 3 panels each with a width of 75 centimeters. Lastly, the drop pad accommodates the main beam and is covered by the cover strip. The drop pad can be lowered by 6 centimeters and allows early striking to take place. We have looked at the 4 simple components of Skydeck. From now on, let's figure out what might be the biggest advantage of Skydeck. There are so many advantages, but today I will introduce the 3 strengths that most fit with the Absolute World Towers. First one is that Skydeck formwork doesn't require much effort. These are the 2 components, the main beam and the Skydeck panel. The panels and main beams are made of aluminum, which is very light. The maximum weight of the panel or main beam is less than 16 kilograms. Because of the use of light and easy-to-handle components, the Skydeck formwork requires effortless working. The second advantage is that it has a high level of safety. The foldable platform has been designed for a load of 150 kilograms per square meter, and the edge beam serves as a support for the platform. The cantilevered beam is secured and tensioned by means of a chain. Especially, this cantilevered beam is specialized in Absolute World Towers. Also, at the edge of the building, the use of the Skydeck platform means no safety scaffold is required in the story below. During concreting operations, the Skydeck main beam lies protected under the Skydeck panels. This point illustrates the high safety characteristic of Skydeck in particular. The third advantage is an easy cleaning. The Skydeck slab formwork system has been designed in all respects to ensure that only a minimum of cleaning effort is required. In case of the main beam, it is powder coated and the rack is made of plastic. This prevents adhesion of the concrete and minimizes cleaning requirements. Skydeck panels and main beams have self-draining edges as well as undercut panel edges. As a result, the side areas of the panels remain significantly cleaner than in other systems. This shows the detailed description of the self-draining edges, which guarantees only a minimum of soiling on the side areas of the panels. These were the 3 major advantages of the Absolute World Towers. The last part is the applications of Skydeck. Skydeck's range of applications extends from residential construction to industrial construction projects with thicker slabs. With an extensive range of accessories, the slab formwork is ideally suited for markets with very high safety standards. The systematic assembly sequence and lightweight system components accelerate working operations. Next week, we will investigate other construction methods and devices associated with slab and wall. We are planning to conduct a research on jack support and RCS form next week. These are the references of this presentation. Thank you for watching.